Kathy Keene sent me a note asking if the government has tried to censor me, and I had to say no. So far, I've only been censored once. I got a letter from a young man who was down and out because his girlfriend wouldn't marry him. I wanted to tell him the story about the prince who asked a beautiful princess to marry him. The princess said no, and the prince lived happily ever after. The details were hilarious, but Diane DiCecco told me that she would beat me senseless if I put that in a video. So my only censorship has been simply because I didn't want to get beat up by a girl. I think I'll send that story over to Intellectual Frog Legs. He could probably get away with it. No, government censorship is not the biggest threat to free speech. Actually, militant extremists are the greatest threat. Recently, the CEO of Mozilla was forced out of his job because years earlier he gave $1,000 to support traditional marriage. He did nothing wrong or illegal, but the homo mafia tracked him down and burned him. The same kind of stuff is happening all over the country. These militants are trying to get the names and home addresses of every person who has ever signed a petition in support of traditional marriage. They are threatening to hunt down every one of us who dares to express traditional values. Julian Castro, the newest darling of the Democrats, recently signed a law in San Antonio that would make any person who has ever said or written anything against homosexuality to be ineligible to be employed by the city or get any city contracts. That's nothing but open persecution against Christians and a clear violation of the Constitution. The Democrats know this, but they don't care. Obama has blazed the way of ignoring the law and getting away with it, and you can bet the Democrats will be following suit. This is the new fascism that is coming to America, and it is a terrible threat to free speech. The First Amendment is our greatest weapon with which to defend American freedom, and the bad guys know that. Now, the First Amendment, however, only protects us against the government suppressing our speech. It does not protect us from other people suppressing our speech. The politicians know this, so I suspect that liberal Democrats will be encouraging and possibly even financing vicious, militant activists to go after the God and country Americans for them. This is a battle that's going to get ugly, and knowing the militants who are pushing the agenda, I wouldn't be surprised to see acts of violence against God and country Americans who refuse to bow to the militants' demand. Now, one of my concerns is that our side is not ready for the ugliness of face-to-face confrontations. That will be the topic of future videos. Now, if you agree that Americans need to start preparing for ugly confrontations with the bad guys, then please consider becoming a monthly supporter by clicking that little box up in the corner. All donations are appreciated, but recurring donations are really appreciated. I intend to do my part to see that our side is as prepared as possible. This is Wild Bill for America. Thank you for watching, and America bless God again.